We said last time that the fight or flight response kind of looks like this, where we said that all, so time's moving this way, and we're at homeostasis, right? And then, what did we call this right here? So something happens, and what did we say activates this fight or flight response? What did we say starts it every time?
A perceived threat?
Yeah, so this is our perceived threat. And what did that sound like? Uh-oh, right? I'm not safe. There's danger here. Something bad is going to happen, or is happening, or did happen that I'm remembering, right? That's what activates the fight or flight response. And how long did we say this was supposed to last in a natural situation? How long? Yeah, not long, right? 30 to 60 seconds maximum. And then the danger's over. We're exhausted, and then we go back to homeostasis. We're exhausted, and then we return to homeostasis. And that's how it's supposed to happen. Now, a couple things I want to just play with for a minute before we get into here's what happens if we don't let ourselves turn off the stress response. You hear people say, well, a certain amount, I need a little stress to get going. I need a little stress. I need some, if I don't have some stress, then I don't function well. Is that accurate? Do you think? Why do you say kind of?
Puts my ass in gear. Excuse the language. When I'm on a deadline and I've been kind of taking my time, and then it's like, oh crap, and then I get that stress, and so maybe it's not a healthy thing, but that's what I have.
But it's motivational to you.
It is, yes.
Yeah. So here's how I think about this. Because in all the psychology books and in all the stress textbooks, they always include this little diagram where it kind of looks like this, where as stress increases, so see if I can remember how to do this. Stress increases, performance is on this side, or maybe it's the other way. It's performance as stress is on this axis right here. So stress is this way. To a certain extent, they say, stress, as it increases, performance tends to increase as well. And they have a word for that, actually. What is the word where it's called kind of the good kind of stress?
Eustress.
You've heard of that before, right? EU, they call it eustress. And what does the prefix EU stand for? What does EU as a prefix mean? When you give a eulogy, what are you doing about the person who is passed on and you're talking about him or her? What? Good things, yeah. EU means, that prefix EU is good. Means, so this implies a good stress. And you could kind of make the analogy, I guess, it's kind of like a guitar string. Does anyone play the guitar? Do you? Does anyone play the piano? Same thing. So you have a piano string. If you're playing the piano and you hit middle C, if the string is strung too tightly, what's going to happen to the note when you play it? It'll be sharp, right? It'll be too high. If it's not strung tightly enough, what did you say? It'd be flat, right? Be C flat, or maybe even B sharp, or it'd be not the right tone, correct? If you string your guitar and you tighten it, especially the smallest string, and you keep tightening it, what's going to eventually happen? It'll snap, right? Kind of the same with us, where we're okay with a little bit of stress, but in most cases, you wouldn't notice this. It's kind of, I like the term motivation better than lump it into, oh, it's a good stress, because I think it's a different sort of thing that's going on than the real stress response turning on. It doesn't feel the same way to me. When we played sports forever, and you know how you are before a game. That pre-game jitters, and that wasn't helpful. Like, I don't know if any of you watched, there were lots of football games this weekend. College football started. And you'd see the quarterback, first time, he drops back to pass, and he throws it, and where does it go? Boo! Just shoots over the guy. He's got too much energy, too much adrenaline, the wrong muscles are firing. Even when he would call that, oh, it's good stress, but still the wrong muscles it's halfway into the first quarter before he's making his passes perfect, because now the right muscles are firing. The passing muscles, instead of the fight or flight running and fighting muscles, are firing. So I kind of have a problem with this, but be that as it may, we hear this and we see this in books all the time. But here's what happens is, at a certain point, as stress continues to increase, performance goes down. And I would also include health goes down. And that's what I want to kind of show you today, as a little stress, okay, maybe a little, okay. But as it increases, it's not so good. And we all have experienced this, where we have different problems. That's what I want to go into today.